The journal is brought to you by Treason. Don't just blend, become. Splitting Image Taxidermy. Thoughtful, thorough, thankful. Maxis Tires. Covering PHs over any terrain. Magnum Archery. Black Widow Broadheads. Always deadly. Carbon Core Arrows. 100% premium carbon. PH Toolbox. Helping you make your own adventure.
Hey guys, and welcome to yet another episode of the PS Journals podcast, The Journal. This will be the second episode of my 2022 season, and man, am I excited to share with you guys a couple of things that have happened over the past month, but over the past couple of days since I've been chatting with Pat and all of them. It's been an incredible journey. It really has. And I just want to take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you that have supported me so far doing this. If you haven't yet, it's not too late. Hit the subscribe button, turn on the notifications, drop a like, drop a comment, whatever the case may be on any one of the platforms. Guys, please, this helps me in the long run. And yeah, once again, just so grateful for everyone that has done that so far. Instagram page blowing up over the past couple of months, or actually past couple of weeks, just reaching new heights, over 10,000 followers. It's a little bit mind-blowing and so overwhelming at the same time, but extremely fortunate, and I'm so grateful for everybody that supported me thus far. So it really has been a journey, and yeah, it's just something so special about it. And I wouldn't be able to do this without you guys. So once again, just thank you so much for everyone that supported me. Well, guys, as promised, I'm going to try and do a lot more podcasts this season. It's something I love doing, and now that I've upgraded the equipment and everything, it seems like I don't have any excuses whatsoever to get this going. So yeah, just so excited. Before I get into things, of course, upgraded a little bit, had a sponsorship list reading in the intro, but I would like to have a special mention to Sue Tidwell. Guys, she's written a book called Cries of the Savannah. It's out now. I think I saw a post about her putting it up on Amazon at the moment. I haven't read it yet. I was planning to read it on the plane. However, I was a little bit ill on the whole trip, so I just slept most of the way. But really, from what I can see and what I mean, it's some of the people that have come back to me have just been so touched by how she's explained the whole thing. Sue was a non-hunter. It's not that she didn't believe in hunting. She was just a non-hunter, and she wrote it from an outsider's perspective on the hunting industry. And I think this is extremely important, especially to try and tackle some of the issues that we are facing in our current situation, but also just to have a different perspective and somebody different for trying to advocate is not the right word, but trying to support us on this journey to try and teach people, educate people why hunting is probably our best conservation tool we have. And yeah, please, guys, hit Sue up on any one of her social media. I think she's on Instagram and Facebook. I had the real privilege of meeting her in Dallas and touch base with her again in Vegas, and I'm hoping to have her on the podcast in the near future. She's an incredible woman, and like I said, somebody that ventures out to understand our perspective on this thing, and willing to listen to conversations, and willing to experience these sort of things for the good of the environment, for the good of the wildlife, for the good of conservation. I owe a lot of respect to her, and she's done a wonderful thing by writing her book. And I'm just trying to get the word out there, because the more situations and the more products we can have like this really just helps the industry in the long run, and looking after our wildlife, which we all want to do at the end of the day. With that being said, just once again, big shout out to the Vortex team and Euro Optics. Touch base with the guys in Vegas. They really hooked me up with some killer deals. I've kitted my new 270 out now with the Razer HD LHT. Incredible scope. I've used it now for a couple of days, and Josh is busy hunting with me now. He's also been using it, so I've been really, really fortunate to tag along with that, and as well as the new Razer rangefinder, which I can't wait to test out on my new bow hunting adventures. Well, guys, just to basically fill everyone in, before we get into any of the topics that I would like to discuss today, my YouTube page, I've worked really closely with Nyala Republic Reese. Big shout out to him. We did a lot of filming and voiceovers and stuff last year, and hopefully we're starting to see a little bit of results, as well as Claviso for the voiceovers. We're starting to see a little bit of results, and hopefully we get to put out a couple of products for my YouTube page in the next couple of weeks. So really excited about that. Look out for that. I'll be posting it all over social media, so you guys should be able to pick up on it. And we start our journey off with Alan Denner. I'm really excited because this is something I've been wanting to do for a very, very long time, and of course the season we had last year afforded me the opportunity to do so. So really excited about this, as well as we're going to be kicking off the 2022 season with a lot of filming, and hopefully I can just bring you guys more content. So yeah, just to keep you guys up in the loop. Very special couple of weeks ahead of me, and I'm really looking forward to it. As well as with the new year, there's always been discussions that happen, especially coming back from Vegas now. I met up with a lot of cool people, a lot of guys with like-minded interests and stuff, as well as a lot of camo brands that we worked out a couple of deals, and I just felt there was a lot of conflict of interest. So anyone that sees me out there with the intention of wanting to support me in some way or other, I really appreciate it, but unfortunately some of my loyalty lies with a lot of my sponsors that have backed me, and I'm proud to announce that I've stuck it out with Treason. I really, like I said, when I signed with them, I really appreciate a brand that not only caters for the industry, but as well as gives you good quality at affordable prices. And I feel Treason has made huge strides in South Africa over the past couple of weeks. So I'm proud to announce that I've signed with them again. I'm looking so forward to the next couple of weeks and seasons with them. And really just an exciting time for the 2022 side of things. As well as, and last but not least, your very own PH Journals caps. I have left a couple of merchandise in America to be shipped for anyone that would like to inquire about the caps in the States, and we are operating with PayPal and that sort of stuff. Every little bit helps, guys, to keep this whole setup and whole rig going forward, and I'm really looking forward to. So if you would like to inquire a cap or anything, if you missed out on the competition we ran earlier this month, it's never too late, and I've got plenty for you guys. So hit me up if you guys would like to find out more, and we can arrange from there. Well, some of the topics, and once again, just thank you so much to everybody that has been interacting with me over the past couple of months and really just chatting. I'm more than willing to listen and try and offer a little bit of advice wherever it's possible. And before I get into the main topic that I would like to discuss that came up, there wasn't a point that I would like to address just before we head into things. And the reason why I want to address it, because I think it's quite important going into the 2022 season, and that is what happens when you test positive for COVID while you're here in South Africa. What is the criteria, or not criteria, but what is what does the outfitter do from their side of things to make sure that you get looked after as best as possible and get you home as quickly as possible without any more hiccups? It was a great question, and I just found throughout all the shows it was a common one that was always asked, because I can't believe how many people, that's one of the biggest concerns. Well, guys, it's pretty simple. a lot of the safari companies that I've spoke to, as well as Hunters Hill, they will accommodate the client once tested positive, and they will have a demarcated area, chalet, lodge, tent, camp, whatever the case may be, set out for them, where a couple of the lodge staff will be able to interact with them as far as delivering meals, drinks, that sort of stuff. And a couple of safari companies that I have been speaking to, especially up north in Limpopo and stuff, they wouldn't even mind going the extra step as giving them a vehicle to utilize for the couple of days that they are there. Of course, I'm not 100% sure. I did ask the question. They said they'll have to look into it. What extra costs incur? Some of them said there's no extra cost because they feel that you guys have given them a chance and risked it all by coming over and visiting them. So they just feel that to reciprocate and show their appreciation, or I don't know if that's the right wording for it, but in any case, they will not charge you for any extra days spent under the COVID situation, which I think is a great thing. And I think going forward, it's important that there's a lot of consistency, as well as people not taking advantage of that sort of situation. So I think it's a great initiative by a lot of the safari companies. But in the same breath, it's highly unlikely, guys, and I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's highly unlikely that this is going to happen. You guys need to understand, if you guys catch it in the first couple of days while you're on safari, by the time you leave, you should mostly be over it. And it's an interesting topic, and it's one that I needed to address just before we head, before you guys start making plans for your safaris and stuff. And I think it's a really, really important one to address. So before you book, before you come out, make sure you're communicating this with your safari company or outfitter. What is the criteria? I know there's a lot of freelance outfitters out there. What is their steps that they are taking to put in place for if these sort of situations come up. But like I said, it's nothing really serious. And then the last steps going into it, get a consultation from your doctor or from the doctor, and make sure that he just to be on the safe side, writes you a letter to say that you are safe to fly as well. You don't want to have to get to the airport and not present these documents only for them to tell you that you have to quarantine in a hotel or something like that for the next couple of days. You want to make sure that all your boxes are ticked by the time you get there, so that the situation is resolved as quickly and as efficiently as possible. At that point in the whole trip, you just want to get home now, and you just want to relax and get on the plane and get it all over and done with, because you've had a great safari, and hopefully you want to get back and share some of the memories with you guys. But yeah, as far as that's concerned, guys, I just wanted to address it just to make sure that you guys are ticking all the boxes off when looking for your next safari, and I think that's probably one of the most important ones. I didn't take it into consideration early last year, because actually it didn't pass my mind, to be honest with you. But as we went along in the shows and also on social media, I think it's become a more and more frequently asked question, which I'm quite happy to have addressed. So I hope that helps you guys. And I look forward to hearing some feedback. Not really on the COVID side of things, just to have a chat and stuff. But other than that, I just had the one question which I thought was pretty cool that came up, and it's one that's very close to my heart, because I've been chasing the Tiny 10 now for some time with a couple of clients, and honestly, I've actually never really finished one myself, and I only realized this after trying to make plans for SUNY permits and Sharps Raceback and all that sort of stuff, that I actually haven't, for myself as a professional hunter, completed a slam with anyone. I've either got all the other species and missing one, or all of the other species including that one and missing another one. So it's a pretty weird situation, but at the same time it's pretty cool, because it means that I've got goals that I need to tick off in the near future, and hopefully sooner rather than later. But anyway, so the question was asked. Unfortunately, I can't mention names. I did ask, but I can't. Wi-Fi. Sorry, guys, and if you are watching this on YouTube, you'll see I've got a rooster crowing in the background. I've got my cap collection behind me, as well as my beautiful water buck to my right. I haven't got a studio as of yet. Baby steps. I've upgraded the equipment, but I haven't upgraded the studio. So hopefully one day I'll be able to have an official studio that I'll be broadcasting from. But so cool to have a setup that's portable anyway. So yeah, that's kind of exciting. So anyway, the question was, hey PH Journals, love the content, keep it going, blah, 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 blah. Planning to come out to Limpopo late June of 2022. I have species such as Cape Buffalo, Kudu, Limpopo Bushbuck, as well as Inyala on my package. I would like to start my Tiny 10 off with some of the species that are situated in the Limpopo province. However, I'll be bringing my own rifle to hunt the animals mentioned above. Please, could you advise on what sort of caliber I should consider in bringing into camp for the Tiny 10? Keep up the good work, blah, blah, blah. Thank you so much for your feedback. Cool. Well, great question. And if I look at that package quickly, the first thing that catches my eye is the buffalo. So, guys, typically when hunting Tiny 10, and it could differ from terrain to terrain, from situation to situation, from pH to pH, depending on how you would actually like to hunt them. Well, what I can answer is that looking at that package, you've got a buffalo in there. So if you're not shooting a buffalo with like a 500 Nitro Express or any one of the side-by-side calibers, and you're pretty much like a 458, 375, that sort of stuff, you are particularly like hunting the Tiny 10 with that sort of caliber with a full-on solid. You can, in South Africa, you can get solids for like your 270, 300, 306 and that sort of stuff, which will work equally as well, but it is very, very scarce. 9 times out of 10, most lodges you'll go to will have a big caliber with a solid, as some PHs prefer solids when hunting dangerous game, and I think it's a great way to hunt the Tiny 10. Obviously, if you're doing things differently, such as the blue darker, you're hunting them with dogs, shotgun is needed for that, and pretty much every safari company should be equipped with a shotgun. If not, the PA should be able to find out if you are hunting blue darker beforehand and just bring a shotgun along. I think that's important. I think that's important to highlight. And then, yeah, just like I said, guys, when planning something as delicate and as intricate as the Tiny 10, there's a lot of permits involved, and as well there's a lot of preparation beforehand that needs to be done by the professional hunters. So give them enough time. If you're just planning this on the spot, only expect your common species like your common darkers, your graceback, those sort of things that you would be able to hunt on certain properties. Things like Orobi, Suni, it takes time to inquire these permits. So make sure that your professional hunter is given more than enough time to plan these sort of things, because it's highly, highly important that these things are done correctly in order to preserve the numbers and quantities that we've done. For instance, the Orobi, which still one of my biggest belief is one of the most successful conservation stories South Africa has, and the reason for that being is the hunting dollar and how well the hunting dollar has been looking after these animals. There's only a few permits around, and those people that have these permits have really looked after them really, really well, and I think it's done us huge justice with the species as the numbers have grown, especially in our area down towards the coastal side of things, have grown immensely, and it's great to see. It really is great to see. And I think without that sort of mindset of conservation, preserving, conserving, we wouldn't have these sort of animals around, or we wouldn't have opportunities to hunt. And what good does a Tiny 10 look as a Tiny 9? It doesn't really fit. But yeah, that's just my personal opinion. So just to get back to the basic question, what sort of caliper would you think that he would inquire? For me personally, it's one of the big ones, 375, 458, because the ammo is regularly available. Like I said, if the pH has got more than enough time, 270 or any one of the 30 calibers is also a great rifle. 270 obviously offering you the better chance. Some of these species, especially down here in the Eastern Cape, the way we hunt them is over watering holes or middens or kolikis that we call them, like territory markings and stuff, and that's how we hunt them. And often it's very close quarter shots, so your bigger calibers are a lot better for that, just because you're not flinging bullets 100 yards, 120 yards. You're throwing them close, and your succession rate is a lot better. Obviously with your bigger calibers, they turn down to the zeroing. Well, I'm talking in my situation now, different strokes for different blokes, as well as PHs will handle situations differently. But yeah, these will be brought down to like your 70-yard range and close quarter shots, which is incredibly important, just to make sure that rifle is shooting, because when you're shooting an animal probably the size of this book here for the blue darker, the target is a little bit small, so just keep all that sort of stuff in mind. But yeah, probably the most important thing other than the caliber to take from this is just give your professional hunter enough time. But please don't think I'm discouraging you from starting your Tiny 10. I think it's a great little target that you can set yourselves. Guys have chased Tiny 10 for years and years and years. I only know of a few that have successfully completed them. I know there was an outfitting company just recently that actually did one in one safari. It took them a bit of time. That's probably the next point that is important to understand. I think I've done a podcast on Tiny 10. Actually, I did last year sometime. If you want to find out more, head along to there's quite a bit of information. But another thing is give yourself time. Don't come out here on a 7-day safari and think you're gonna tick a number of the Tiny 10 off, especially if you've got a list like buffalo, kudu, Limpopo bushback and that sort of stuff. So just keep that in mind, keep that in the back of your head, and I think you'll do well from there. Well, guys, I hope that answers your question, firstly, and secondly, I hope this is value information that you guys would use in the near future. It's good to be back. It's not the longest podcast, but certainly it's one that I've had great fun doing, and it is now 2:15, 3 o'clock. We're heading out into the scorching heat. I'm going to go and try and tick off a eland on the list. My plan is to start over some watering holes, see what sort of tracks we can find up, or just do a lot of spotting and glassing over the next couple of hours until late evening, when hopefully we get a bit of movement out, so that we can put a plan in. I'm hunting with Josh and Jason. Jason's looking for an eland this afternoon, so very exciting times. We've had a great morning this morning. Josh hammered a massive blessback, really nice blessback. I don't like doing it, and I wouldn't want to put a tape to it, but it's so impressive that I'm actually considering it, as well as a giant blue. And something pretty cool about the blue, if you haven't yet, head along to my Instagram page, it will be up by then. Nice thick bosses, polished bosses, which I actually haven't seen on blue wildebeest around our area at this time, because a lot of them are all cracked up and bashed up and stuff, but those blues are nice and polished and stuff. Just, I would presume that he's been trying to do a bit of dominance on the trees and rubbing them up, and it's a very, very special blue wildebeest. So, and he's got nice size as well, but nice old bull to be taken this early on in the season. So yeah, guys, we've had an incredible safari so far. I mean, Josh has nailed a 42 plus inch sable. So not that the inches matter, but the quality of animals that we're shooting now is really, really cool. And like I said, I've been telling a lot of people at the shows, this sort of time, what COVID's sort of done is it's pushed a lot of clients to try and hunt later or earlier on in the season, during the warmer months. And it's a little bit unusual, I know, because of the breeding patterns of the animals and as well as the weather. I mean, you're hunting early morning and you're resting during the day, large number of hours, but the scenery is beautiful, and the weather, I mean, we're having a look, there's a thunderstorm busy building up here now, so those sort of things it's great to come out to Africa and experience. If you're planning to come out here multiple times, doing something like this is definitely well worth it, because you're experiencing it at a different height. And it's cool. It's just really, really special to be a part of. And yeah, just can't wait to keep sharing these sort of stories with you guys, because, it's a special time of the year. It really is. So yeah, once again, just as we close, everyone that supported me, thank you so much. I really, really, really appreciate it. It's been a journey of a lifetime, and it's not over. And that's the crazy thing. It's just started. So yeah, really excited. And yeah, can't wait to take you guys with me on this wonderful journey. But until then, I know the duck season's finished for the guys up north. But if you are hunting, happy hunting. And to the rest of you, stay safe, stay blessed, and stay humble. We'll catch up with you guys soon. Cheers.